Hello, my name is Shamara Lockett, and today I'll be sharing my thoughts on Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Temptation is not the sovereign song of evil, but a conversation with the self we pretend not to be. That ideal really stands out to me because it connects so well to the lessons in this story. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is a 14th century poem written in Middle English, set in King Arthur's court during the Christmas season. The story begins in the middle of a joyful celebration filled with laughter, food, and the warmth of community. Suddenly, a strange figure known as the Green Knight enters the hall. He rides a green horse, his skin is green, and even his clothes and axe are green. Everyone in the room is stunned by his appearance, and the celebration falls silent. The Green Knight issues a challenge. Any man brave enough may strike him once with his axe, but in return, that man must find him in 1 year and 1 day to receive the same blow back. It's a dangerous game, a true test of courage. None of King Arthur's men to step forward. Finally, Sir Gawain, one of Arthur's youngest and most humble knights, volunteers. He does it not for pride or glory, but to protect his king's honor. Gawain takes the axe, strikes off the Green Knight's head, and then watches in shock as the knight calmly picks up his own head, reminds Gawain of their bargain, and rides away laughing. That moment sets the tone for the rest of the poem. From there, Gawain's story becomes a spiritual journey, one filled with moral testing, fear, and temptation. This story was more than entertainment. It was a moral lesson about the challenges of faith, honesty, and self-control. Medieval audience valued loyalty to God, courage in battle, and obedience to a moral code. Gawain's adventure was a reflection of how hard it was, even for the most faithful, to live up to those ideals. When Gawain later stays at the castle of Lord Bertlick, he faces his greatest test, not of strength, but of temptation. Every day while the Lord is away hunting, Lady Bertlick visits Gawain's room and tries to seduce him. Each time, Gawain must balance politeness with resistance. In the world of knighthood, refusing a lady could be seen as rude, but giving in would break his moral vows. The poet uses these scenes to explore how temptation often comes in small, quiet moments rather than grand battles. Gawain manages to resist her physically, but when she offers him a green sash that she claims will protect him from death, he accepts it. That small act of fear, holding on to the sash for protection, becomes his failure. For the people of the 14th century, this moment showed that even good men could fall short. They would have seen Gawain's acceptance of the sash as a sin of pride and fear, a sign that he trusted an object more than God. But they also would have admired his honesty when he confessed later. Gawain's repentance at the end of the story reinforced the Christian belief that forgiveness and humility are stronger than perfection. It taught readers that God values truth and repentance more than unbroken success. Now, as a modern reader and an adult student, I connect to this story in a more personal way. I see it less as a medieval morality tale and more as a mirror of real life. Gawain's journey feels human. He wants to be good, he wants to be perfect, and yet he fails. But his failure doesn't destroy him, it teaches him. I think most of us can relate to that when we try to live up to expectations, whether it's from our families, our jobs, or even ourselves, and we fall short. That doesn't make us weak, it makes us human. Gawain's green girdle becomes a symbol of honesty and imperfection. He wears it at the end of the story, not with pride, but as a reminder of his weakness. And to me, that's powerful. It's not about pretending to be flawless. It's about having the courage to admit when you've made a mistake and keep moving forward with faith and humility. I see this story as a reminder that growth often comes from struggle. It's not easy to stay true to your morals in a world full of distractions and pressure. We live in a time when image often matters more than integrity. But Gawain's story shows that real strength comes from truth, not from pretending to be something we're not. When I think about how people in Gawain's time might have reacted compared to now, I see that their lessons are connected, even if they come from different angles. From medieval readers, morality was something external, a strict code of behavior you were expected to live by. For us, it's more personal. We think of morality as internal, a reflection of our character and our choices. But both views agree that temptation reveals the truth about who we are. Whether it's the voice of faith, conscience, or self-awareness, the real battle is always within. My personal stance on temptation is simple. Stay strong and hold on to your moral values. Life has a way of testing us when we least expect it. Sometimes those tests are big and sometimes they're quiet and personal. But in every case, integrity means choosing what's right, even when no one else sees it. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight isn't just a story about knights and castles. It's about faith, humanity, and the courage to be honest with yourself. The poem reminds us that even the strongest people can stumble, but what defines us is how we respond afterward. Gawain's journey reminds me that God doesn't ask for perfection. He asks for effort, truth, and humility. And when we give him that, he proves grace for the rest. The story of Sir Gawain still teaches that temptation is part of life, but it doesn't have to control us. The green girdle remains a powerful symbol of that truth. That we don't have to be perfect to be good. We just have to stay faithful, keep our hearts honest, and trust that God will handle what we cannot. Thank you.